training for playfulness, a training for love, a training for playfulness, a training for love. So I know the other day I was talking about discipline and everything, but I thought I'm going to explain to you to what I dedicate mine in a more personal and spontaneous level. So in my case, I train myself for death in the most literal sense possible. So I literally practice so that I'm prepared for death. And the way I do it is through working on loving and accepting everything in front of me, everything, everyone, every action, every... So when it comes to doing things that I don't want to do, like most things, like living in this horrible society, it can be seen as a practice for the more we learn to love and accept, the more we learn to be okay with whatever is and with whatever wants to be. The more when death comes, we will be totally okay with it. Of course, apart from this, I should say that if I don't fear death anymore, it's not because of, this is a consequence of me not fearing death, more so because after I had some kind of near-death experience last year, which almost, it was super crazy in the sense that I found out that death, as I understood it, and as most people understand it, doesn't exist. Which is crazy to me that people are we are walking around here in this dimension completely unaware of this whole lie that we tell ourselves. In a way, I wish someone would have told me before. Someone would have told me. But in another one, even if they would have told me, I would not have believed them. So anyway, back to the training. The training. Accepting everything, everyone, including myself, obviously. The way I think of it is everything I do, including the most painful, everything that happens, including the most painful stuff, everything that gets in front of me, everything that life throws at me, I work on loving it. Like, it's a conscious practice as well as it is kind of like an intuitive thing that has been happening to me in the most recent years, every time more, thanks to the most horrible and painful experiences. And my capacity to make light out of them. Everyone's capacity. Like, I'm not saying as in my capacity, my specific capacity, no. in the most horrible situations that I've been in, I guess when I was younger and shit happened to me, I tried so hard to escape it. I was so convinced that fighting whatever was wrong that was happening was going to give me some peace, or was the solution, or... But yeah, I found out the pain didn't go away. So the only way was to really learn to love these horrible things in this world. In whatever way we can, right? For me, making meaning out of them, using them as fire for my next actions is key. But yeah, basically, I'm a disciple only, and more, how you say, first and foremost, to reality as it presents to me. To the present moment, whatever that may be. To whatever is. To truth, to God. And of course, in my experience, that also includes the pre-made part of myself, so my soul. So a disciple to reality and to no one else. Submissive only to that. And in the recent months, I've been able to integrate all these experiences that I've been having for the last years, and arrived at the conclusion that that's what I've just done. I've consciously, symbolically married myself to God, and everything else I wanted to be an instrument for God, for love, for truth, for... Oh wow, there's a ship going by that is called Bach. And yeah, I've just kind of discovered that's my path, at least for now. So that the path is that everything becomes an instrument only to that, to the Tao, to the way things, to the path. Yeah, and that means that even if it's painful, even if it's pleasurable, even if it's in the middle of the spectrum, I don't want to do anything, and I am not doing anything without intention. So it's not that, for example, without that intention. So it's not that I never stop thinking about life and death, or that I never, like, I have my moments, I'm listening to this podcast, laughing, comedy, blah, blah, blah. But it's all in use to making my instrument, my human persona, work in order to do my best, in which I've come in this world to do. So my organizing principle in my life right now is that training myself for that, which is of course, training myself for life, because at the same time that I'm practicing being present, so that when death comes, I'm prepared, I'm able to make the most out of life, no, as well as death. Because in essence, to me, there's just only one. So how I see it is, a flower grows and a flower dies, but it's not a separate force that makes the flower die and turn ugly and turn whatever we name it from our perspective. It's normal that we would become sad when it dies, when we understand where the basis of our belief system is that life is good and death is bad. But my experience is that the same force that makes a flower bloom, makes a flower be born, grow, is the same force that in a way self-destructs, so that we come to know what a flower is, so that we can know a flower, so that we can love, so that we can experience the beauty of the flower. So it's not a separate thing, Satan, evil, or just a separate force, light and dark. No, 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 no. So in essence, there's no duality, right, from my perspective. And being a disciple to death is being a disciple to life, because it's the same energy behind it, just in a different container, just in a different form. And so I'm also training myself to become fluent in the other dimension, not only in the time and space dimension in which we are now, but in the vertical one, not only in the external, not only in the horizontal, the relationship with the internal world, the relationship that can only happen through first loneliness, is the vertical one. And that's the one that is in full power, that dimension, the vertical one, when what we call death comes. So if we don't do it, we cannot reach eternity and full presence, because we're gonna keep disappearing if we only move in the horizontal time and space. I want to slowly go back. We are all slowly going back. Another thing I do, which to me happens, also started happening naturally, and then I become aware of it, but I want to keep doing, is that I live life very intensely, in the sense that I'm always being aware or becoming aware that I could die in the next 5 minutes, that I could die, and that the people around me could die also. So not only that we are going to, that there's going to be a present moment where we are faced with death, so I want to be already present now. Not only that, but that it could happen was that it could happen. I was confronted with death for a second. So that that moment could happen at any time, and that makes me and pushes me to really be more present, because it's like there's no way I don't want to be honest if I'm thinking I could die or someone could die in the next 5 minutes, and there's no way I don't want the best for that person or for myself if it could be, you know, everything is focused then, everything is intensely present then when I know I could die in the next 10 seconds. Something could happen. And thanks to that I can also get over my own personal fears, shamefullnesses, and limitations. Like the only way I'm able to get over myself is by becoming so aware of death and of life and of what this is, this whole experience. So yeah, that way not only I'm forced to be honest, fully honest with myself and with others, I'm forced to be the most loveful I am able to, I'm the most present, the most authentic, and also the strongest, because there's no other way. Like it's not up to me. Like if my purpose in this life is to whatever be singing on stage, but I'm scared of being on stage, I have to. There's no other way. Like I will have to work on being comfortable being on stage, just to put an example. Or yeah, if the way to be able to transform this world at my maximum capacity is to be inside society, that means I'm going to work my best to be able to at least be in it a little bit. Like the only way, not only that I'm going to want to get over myself, be able to gather the strength, is to allow myself to experience the pain, the suffering that I've been through and that others go through constantly in so many different ways, shapes, and forms. So that moves me to take action. That's what we've come here to do. Being disciplined to me means being 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 present with what is. What is more than my own conditionings. So training myself to every time being more able to contain, to sustain death and what death is the fire for my action. I forgot to say one thing. So there's a lot I want to say, but I did forget something very important, that is that to me, to be a disciple also means to move as fast and as light as possible. So what I mean is that whatever reality is being created for you in the present moment, whatever God is giving you as your reality, whatever that may be, becoming so skilled in the art of loving it that the space between the first movement and the second, the reality being created, and you accepting it, that this space becomes so small, becomes zero, so that instead of it being two movements, it is only one movement. You being united, fully united with the present moment, which to me means the Unio Mystica. There we go.